Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today, I really want to focus on a concept called Aparigraha, which is gripping when we have attachment issues. If you glance back at this year, there are so many things that we could be grateful for. Experiences, people we've met. Maybe you bought your favorite shirt. Our human experience has a very challenging time letting go and severing ties. When something has served its purpose, we can have a hard time letting go and going on to something new. And we can see that bit of nostalgia, although many of us might be ready to spearhead into a new beginning. That concept of aparigraha, the non-gripping, the non-attachment. Again, aparigraha is gripping and wanting to hold on to things. Many times, holidays can evoke a feeling of family issues, parties, whatever it is that might be unearthing in your world, in your realm. One of the key components is sometimes we might think that we've found that perfect job, we've found that perfect partner, but maybe you found the perfect job, but the salary doesn't meet. You found the perfect partner, but maybe they're married. And that attachment to thinking that you found something that is, yes, that's the end all be all, that's what I want to focus on today. I found the pose in which I can balance. I found the right meditation. And I'm bringing this up because when something is vibrationally for you, there will not be a but. When something is vibrationally aligned for us as human beings, there will not be a but. I met the perfect person, but they live in it will work itself out. It will be easily manageable. Now, it doesn't mean that everything is going to be hunky-dory. Same thing with the job. I found the perfect job, but there's a litany or a list of things that are derailing you from having this fantasy idea of gripping onto something that we think is ideal. We're actually not making room for what does serve us. With that concept today of gripping, of thinking that we've found the perfect whatever it is, insert whatever it is, can we also find the place in us? Just the same way that the inhalation comes in naturally, the exhalation flows fluidly out. Can we also find that place within us where we can easily let go? I'm gonna go ahead and start on our backs. Make sure you have a strap handy. And bring your arms into a soft cactus. And just take a moment here to let your feet align underneath your knees. Heel toe your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees fall over to the right side. And just pause here. Just opening up the backside of the body without strain, without gripping. Bring your feet back to center. Pause here for a moment. And let your knees windshield wiper over to the opposite side. And again, just scanning your body from the inside. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Let your feet come back to center. We'll draw the right knee into the chest. Take a moment here. Extend your left leg in front of you. Circle that right ankle a few times one way. Just noticing any cracks, any excess vata, any excess air you might be feeling or hearing. Peel your head, your neck, your chest off of the earth, Ekapada apanasana. Maintain space here for an apple between chin and chest, and float the arms alongside your hips. If you feel inspired without over efforting, without gripping, you might lift that left leg straight up. As if you could feel a connection from crown to base. Take a smooth breath here to inhale. Lower your left leg, lower your shoulders. Find your strap, loop it around the ball of your right foot. Let the arm bones fall into the earth. Press that right leg straight up. Just going to about 70%. So let the arm bones, the shoulders, the elbows fall heavily to the ground. Stay intimate here. Let your eyes close. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Take a smooth breath to inhale. And on the exhalation, as if you could visualize light, lighting up the back of your hamstring, the back of your knee, the back of your calf. The calf actually is correlated to the heart. So anything in terms of the veins, there's an artery that is directly correlated to your heart. So calves are actually very important for us to stretch out as they bring the oxygenated blood directly back. Take both ends of your strap into your left hand, right thumb inside your right hip crease. Walk that right leg about 10% over to the left side. Make sure your buttocks and your pelvis are aligned on the ground. And just pause here. As we go and we shift from Vata season, which is the season of air, fall, into winter, darker months, the solstice, really important to make sure the backs of the legs and the outer IT bands are opening up. Slowly bring that right leg back to center, both ends of the strap into your right hand. Open up that right leg, right inner thigh. Just about 10%. One more time here. Just making sure you're not over efforting, not straining. And just notice any sensation, any tightness. 66% of our lower body, our legs, are the majority of our entire being, physical being. Very important for us to start with legs and to usually start on the backs in the mornings and in the evenings. Bring that right leg back to center. Pause here for a moment. We're going to cross right ankle over top of left thigh now. Instead of threading the hands through today, I want you to maintain your left big toe mound on the ground. Right hand to the top of that right foot. Now make sure your feet are flexed. Open up that right leg. So right hand to the top of that right thigh. Now pause here in this number 4. A little different today, right? So everything works sequentially. Slowly start to heel toe. You can peek up at me. Heel toe that left leg over to the right side. Keep that right ankle where it is and let your right foot fall over to the left side. Now pause. You're going to switch hands here. Right big toe mound presses down, left hand to the inner thigh. Open up. Right outer thigh. You're going to feel it probably on the greater trochanter. Right arm is going to extend out to the right side. Now, if your legs are very tight, make sure you're practicing not over efforting and not gripping, right? So again, we're coming back to that concept of gripping, aparigraha. It's a very, very delicate balance here. If this feels good, you might want to stay here forever and not want to come out of it. And again, it's just finding that delicate balance of breathing through the spaces and not getting attached to whether it feels good or bad. Slowly connecting that right leg to your left thigh bone. Come back to center. Pause here for a moment. We're going to let that right leg press down to the earth. Triceps press down. Fingertips reach up. Lift your hips. Interlace your fingers behind the small of your back. Roll your shoulder blades in. Back of the crown pressing down. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth here. Might open up your mouth and sigh that breath out. Lift your heels, wave down, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. And then slowly let your left knee come into your chest. Extend your right leg, flex that right foot deeply. Peel your head, your neck, your chest off of the earth. Maintain space here for an apple. Maybe float your hands alongside your hips. Ekapata apanasana, wind expeller. You can always lift that right leg up, but not at the extent of straining, gripping in the throat, or hardening. And then relax the eyes. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Lower that right leg down. Lower your shoulders. Take a moment here as you circle that left ankle a few times one way and a few times the opposite way. Lots of cracks in that one for me. Find your strap, loop it around the ball of your left foot. Let the arms fall into their sockets. Extend that left leg and close the eyes. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Let your grip soften. Let your eyes roll back. And just notice here if you might be gripping, aparigraha, if you might be gripping and holding on to the strap. Can you soften? Can you relax your hands and just focus on lengthening the back of the leg as best as you can without forcing? The more you peel the toes back, the more spaciousness you bring into the back of the left calf. We're going to take both ends of the strap now into the right hand. Cross it 10% over. Left thumb inside left hip crease. Anchor that left hip down. Relax the jaw, relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Where can you soften? And just notice the sensation that might be running on the outside of that left IT band. colder months require us to basically, just as we would sit in a car and let it warm up for 5 to 10 minutes before we drive, same thing here, right? These are kind of like your warm-ups for the vehicle, which is your body. So that way you're not causing any harm, any friction, but coming from a place of love. Take both ends of the strap now into your left hand. Gently open up that left thigh, just about 10%. Again, not going to our maximum range here. Right hand on top of right side hip. And again, breathe into the gracilis, breathe into the inner thigh, the groin muscles here, without overextending. Very important to make sure that our ligaments, our tendons, our tissues are not just lengthening, but also coming into a healthy place of alignment. They hold our bones together. Let's take the strap off, place it over to one side, and then you're going to cross your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Anchor your right big toe mound down. Flex your left foot deeply. Left hand on top of that left thigh. Push that left outer thigh away from the midline of your body. And then notice if your back might be arching. So you want to press that low back down into the ground. We are comprised of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. As we shift temperatures, whether it's a windy day, a cold day, a warmer day, it does affect the inner workings of our body as well. Now, keeping this left ankle on the top of this right thigh, heel toe your right foot over to the left side. You want to cross the midline of your body and then let this left foot, left big toe, fall to the right side. You're going to notice, if you're very tight in your hips, that the left inner thigh is coming close to your body. We want to take that right hand, press, actively press. And this is where it's important to let that right thigh be an anchor for your left foot. Press that left thigh, never on the knee, always on the upper thigh, away. If you're very tight, you're going to feel this muscle right here, quadratus laborum, QL muscle. And then extend that left arm. You can extend it into a soft cactus if that feels a little bit better for your shoulder, or all the way out. And then close the eyes here. Where can you soften? Take a smooth breath here to inhale. On your exhalation, let that right foot come back to center. Take your time. We're going to lengthen the left leg. Take the arms straight up overhead. And we're going to stretch out the side body. Again, side body always important before we stand because it opens up the front and the back plane. So walk your feet over to the right lower corner, shoulders to the upper corner. Your hands don't have to touch. So it's almost as if you're looking like a banana-asana, we call this, looking like letter C. Leave your feet where they are. Anchor into your hips. If you need a little bit more intensity, you'll cross that left ankle over the top of your right. And then pause here. Just noticing any sensation you might be feeling. If it's too much, dial it back a notch. Take a smooth breath here to inhale and see if you can drop the back ribs down. That's going to give you a greater extension, greater stretch here on the QL. And again, these muscles, the psoas, which wraps from the inner thigh around to the low back, the QL, which wraps again from the inner thighs, wraps around the obliques into the low back. They all feel really good once they've been lengthened and stretched, but super, super important to give yourself the time here and the spaciousness. It's less about rushing and more about lengthening. Uncross that left ankle slowly. Come back to center. Pause here for a moment. And if you actually flex your feet and line them up, you might notice that your left leg is a little bit longer than your right. We're going to walk both ankles over to the left side lower quadrant. Leave your hips where they are. Shoulders shimmy over until you feel that sensation on the outer part of your right upper back, right hip, right side leg. Pause here. And we don't actually have to effort. We don't have to overdo. Right, just simply being present with what we're feeling, this sensation. This is quite a lot. You might cross that right ankle over the top of your left. If it's too much, then back off. One side doesn't have to be exactly as the other. Just working within your own means, your own body. Just take a smooth breath here to inhale. And on the exhalation, press your back ribs, the low back, the sacrum. See if your back body can get heavy. It's going to give you a longer, deeper stretch on that QL. Again, take your time here when we stretch out large ligaments. Time is really of the essence here. Time is going to be your friend. So move slowly as you uncross that right leg. If it was crossed, come back to center. Take your time here. Go ahead and do that little match with your feet, making sure that both feet are flexed. You'll see that both are a little bit more aligned. We'll take a supine twist this time, working into the low back. Now draw your knees into your chest. Keep lengthening your tailbone. If you're very tight in the shoulders, you can open up your legs a little bit wider, right? So we're not going into happy baby. This one is really about lengthening the spine. In fact, I want you to focus on pressing the back of your skull into your mat. Hold on to your shin bones as best you can. If it feels good, maybe press your thighs onto your belly. And then again, as if you could feel traction. The tailbone's moving away from you. The crown, back of the head is actively pushing into the ground. Now we're gonna stack the joints. Shimmy your buttocks over to the right side. Roll completely over to the left side. As you can see, my legs are 90 degrees. This is exactly what we want. Let your head fall to the ground. Now stay completely on this left side. This is to open up the back. Right hand's gonna be on your shoulder. Right elbow up to the ceiling. Step by step, actively take this left hand, draw that right leg. Peek at the knees, make sure one knee is not, I know I'm wearing all black, probably hard to see, but make sure your knees, right knee needs to be on top of the left. As you open up this right arm, my shoulder is very tight today, so it cannot reach the floor. You're gonna take a block, a bolster, or whatever it is you have. Hopefully your props are near. Hopefully you've been practicing with me long enough that you have your setup. And again, super, super important here. Knees are aligned. Right knee is on top of left. If you peek up at the screen or need to pause this, you can see that my left hand, they're in line with each other, and this right shoulder is being supported. Not about going to maximum, but how can I increase the maximum amount of length in my body without forcing? Take this left hand, you're gonna draw your left hip away from the last rib. So if that means figuring out where your rib is, rib and hip very close to each other in this instance, you can press that right upper thigh away without letting the knees fall. Now pause here. As the arm starts to open up, some of you might feel that it's perfect as it is. If you're very tight, keep that bolster, pillow, block, whatever it is you have underneath you. If you're used to practicing, you can start to adjust the height. Coming down to the earth is not better. It's where are you anatomically in this moment? We're going to take a smooth breath here to inhale. And on the exhalation, that right hand is going to come back to your right shoulder. That right elbow is going to move up to the ceiling, and that right elbow is going to move over to the left side. So it's a little recovery pose. Gather your knees and come back to center. It's a way of protecting your spine. And then draw your knees back in. Hold on to your shin bones. Give them a press and a length. You're gonna press the back of your crown actively into the ground. So my head is actually really pushing down quite hard because it's opening up space here, the chin and the chest. Now, why is that super important? Because we're on our phones all the time. So this also helps to re-regulate and give the spine traction. Tailbone pressing heavy. Feel that lengthening. Might feel very different from before we took that supine twist. Hips over to the left side. Knees fall over to the right. Roll over to the right side. So you're going to come to fetal position here. Right hand's going to go to the top of the left knee. Same thing here. Look at your knees. Make sure that they are stacked. Head falls to the earth. Left hand's going to go to your shoulder. Look at your left elbow. Slowly unwind. slowly unwind. If you need a prop underneath that left side shoulder, absolutely place it underneath you. It's always about the safety of our joints. Now, this top knee, this left knee is moving in the direction of the right side energetically. It isn't physically moving, it's stacked on top. My hand's making sure of that. My right hand is gently guiding that left thigh. Energetically, this left arm is opening up. Once the shoulder joint is supported, it's not going to go into overflexion or over rotation. Hips and shoulders, 1 and 2 most injured areas of the body. You can take this right hand and actively draw that top hip away from the last rib. So not a lot of space between the last rib and the top of the hip. If you can gently draw it away, it's going to give you a little bit more spaciousness in your low back. Those of you that have very tight low backs, sit a lot, this is a very, very powerful way to lengthen the low back. But it does require effort. It's not just throwing your knees in one place and expecting a miracle. It's actively making sure that top knee is energetically moving towards the right side. It's actively making sure the hip is moving away from the rib. It's actively allowing the shoulder to be soft so that the ligament from the pectoral region, pectoralis major to be anatomically correct, is opening up. And again, if you have a block or bolster, pillows, whatever it is, blankets that are supporting, keep adjusting to the heights that you need. Be very careful with your shoulder here. And you might also be feeling this in the upper serratus, the intercostal muscles. So again, it's not just the supine twist to throw away. There's a lot happening here, a lot for you to think about, to become aware of. Take a smooth breath here to inhale, but actively press into the low back. Left hand to your shoulder, left elbow up to the ceiling. Slowly roll over to that right side fetal position. Take a moment here. This is a recovery pose. And then slowly stay on this right side. You're gonna use your left hand to come up actively. Take both hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're gonna move into cat-cow here. And moving to the rhythm of your breath here. Let your face look up. Broaden across your chest and collarbone. Draw your navel into your spine. A healthy spine allows us to live a longer life. So you don't have to move according to my tempo, my rhythm. Just move according to the breath that you're breathing. And then notice the differences, right? Notice how much more spacious you're probably feeling just from taking that time to open up the back body. Take this 2 more times on your own. And instead of rushing to get 2 done, see if you can actually stretch the breath. Can I inhale a little longer? Can I exhale a little bit longer? If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, I'm going to ask you to focus on your exhalation being longer than your inhalation. We're going to walk our hands a little bit in front of our shoulders, press down in all 10 fingers, tuck your toes underneath you, and with resistance, take your hips up and back. Ardha Hanumanasana, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels out here. Take a smooth breath to inhale. And on your exhale, you're just going to step that right foot forward. Doesn't have to be a big to-do. Place your blocks underneath your hands and pause here. Grow your spine long. Little lift of the hip. Step that back leg forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. ardha-hanumanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, belly on top of your thighs. Hold on to your elbows. Let's ragdoll the body side to side. Switch the crossing of the hands, ragdoll your body the opposite way. Let your hands go, let your head arrive last. Slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Palms face forward, head, neck, chest align. And just take a moment as you arrive in your first Tadasana. Circle the arms around and up. Inhale, ardha-hanumanasana. Exhale, let's fold forward, belly towards your thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine, hence the blocks. Exhale, step your left leg way back. Grow your spine long here. Blocks off to the side, we're gonna step back to down dog. Adjust the arms. Elbows wrapping around to face the front. We're actually going to skip all of the chaturangas and all that today. I'm just focusing on the back body today to really clear out the minutia. Back body is where the unconscious resides. Take a smooth breath to inhale. Lift your heels, right leg steps forward, doesn't have to lift. Hands under blocks, moving to the rhythm of the breath. Lengthen the spine. Back leg steps forward. Grow your spine long to a flat back. Let your exhalation bend you forward, belly towards thighs. Sweep the arms around and up. Plug your feet into the earth. Exhale, go straight back down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands to shin bones, hands to blocks. Exhale, step your left leg way back. Step your right leg to meet your left, downward facing dog. Adjust your heels. Take a moment here. Lengthen out of your spine. Step your left foot forward. Help it up. Hands to blocks. Right leg steps forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen forward. Keep that bend on your knees to stretch out the low back. Circle the arms around and up. Exhale, straight back down. We're going to calibrate this to the rhythm of the breath. 1 count each breath, so letting you know where this is going. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, that left leg way back. Right leg meets the left. Draw your navel into your spine. Step your right foot forward. Hands to blocks. Grow the spine long. Left leg meets the right. Belly towards your thighs. Release the breath. Sweep the arms around and up. Inhale, ardha-hanumanasana. Exhale, straight back down. Take your time. Don't have to move to my rhythm or tempo. Inhale, lengthen the spine, ardha-hanumanasana. Exhale, the right leg steps way back. Left leg meets right, blocks off to the side. Inhale, the left leg steps forward. Exhale, grow the spine, hands to blocks. Inhale, the right leg steps forward, flat back. Exhale, deepen forward, belly to thighs. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, hands down the midline of your body, pour forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, ardha-hanumanasana. Exhale, left leg steps way back. Right leg steps back. Pause. Inhale, step that right foot forward. Lower your left knee down to the earth. Hands to blocks, grow the spine long here. Now pause. Draw your hands back by your hips. Lengthen your front leg. Bow forward. Keep that little bend on that right knee. On your exhalation, you're going to come back. Anjaneyasana, kneeling lunge. Notice if you're sinking down. Notice if there's pain in the low back here. Just going to show you this. There's no dip in my spine. I know it's hard to see because I'm wearing all black, but I'm not sticking anything out. Want to think about the tailbone lengthening down and your pubis bone pulling up. So it's called mula bandha, a little lift of the pelvic floor here. Inhale, lengthen forward, flex that right leg, bowing into the back of that calf, back knee. Exhale, come through Anjaneyasana. Little lift of the pelvic floor. Again, our tendency is to want to sink down. The challenge is to not sink down, but to feel an inner lifting on the inside. We're going to take this a few times, moving to the rhythm of the breath. Inhale, ardha-hanumanasana, which just means supported split, or half split rather. Anjaneyasana. Anjaney was his mother. Hanuman, monkey god, god of courage. His mother was Anjaney, who fell in love with the god Vayu, the winds. Take this a few more times. Don't have to match my flow or my rhythm. Bowing forward, ardha-hanumanasana. Making sure that the hips are stacked. Anjaneyasana. Pelvis lifts. If you need something underneath your knees, you can absolutely pad. And as you start to use the blocks, you might start to notice that they're different heights. You might start to notice that you're lowering or lifting the blocks according to how the back of the body, the back of the legs, your hamstrings, your thigh bones, everything's opening up. So be patient with yourself. Follow the rhythm of the breath. Inhale, back body lengthens forward. As your exhalation begins, Anjaneyasana, pelvic floor lifts. Inhale, ardha-hanumanasana. Exhale, anjaneyasana. Pause in anjaneyasana. Can you lift the arms? Maybe you stay here. Maybe you tuck the back toes. This will show you if you're sinking down. Maybe you lift the back knee up, right? If it's too much, stay with it down. Hands come down to the earth. Step back to down dog. Just remembering that all of these ligaments, all of the tendons that we tend to forget, we focus on the large muscle groups, but it's all of the little microcosms that are responsible for our inner strength, that pelvic floor lift, that ability to take the knee off of the earth. Let's step that left leg forward, or your spine long, lower that back knee. It's a process. Don't throw it away. Hands underneath you. Take a moment here. Little lift of the pelvic floor. You need to pad that right knee. Absolutely do it. Keep your leg where it is. Belly towards your thigh. Flex that left leg. Discover, get curious without gripping. It's not about the shape. It's not about how far we can get. No yogi wakes up and just flies into their headstand, right? It is a process as well. Come into anjaneyasana, just see where you are. One side's always a little tighter than the other. Ardha-hanumanasana, making the adjustments that you need. Focusing on the back of the calf, back of the knee, back of the hamstring. Anjaneyasana. Kneeling lunge. Lift of the pelvic floor, back thigh opening up, heart open. Feel that line of energy. Take this a few more times, moving to your breath. This beautiful inhalation and exhalation, this play between mother and son, ardha-hanumanasana, Hanuman the monkey god. We're opening up the front leg here, and as we go into anjaneyasana, we're opening the back thigh. Right, so there is a balance between the front and the back. Notice if you're favoring one, if you're staying a little bit longer in one posture, if you're resisting another posture. That shows us where we're gripping, where we're wanting to hold on, where we're attached. As I said, these metaphors of gripping, aparigraha, attachment, aversion, they're all part of what we call the kleshas, human tendency of poisonous behavior. Right? And they derail us from our true self, which is actually in alignment and balance. Where can you find and just observe yourself? Because it happens, right? It happens not just in the postures. The postures are a reflection, they're a gateway to pure consciousness. But it happens off the mat, because on the mat, the place where we practice getting better at not gripping and attaching, is the place where our human ego actually can be free and to show us what we need to see. Next time you come to anjaneyasana, no rush. Lift the pelvic floor. Maybe take the arms up. Now, this is hard to do. Just even balancing right here is going to show you if you're sinking down. So be patient with yourself. There's no goal. Maybe you tuck the toes. Lengthen that back knee. Hands come down. Frame your foot. Step back to down dog. Let it go. How do I let it go? That's a practice in itself. Look up at the space between your hands. You're going to put a little bend in the knees and step forward. Little micro bend here. Hold onto the elbows and slowly push down. Hold onto the elbows as you roll yourself up. Palms face forward. Heart open. Heart relaxed. We're going to step back on the left leg. Right leg steps forward. Coming into warrior two. Now make the adjustments that you need here. Find your warrior two. Notice if this back hip is hiked up. Level your pelvis. And then pause. Bring your hands to your shoulders. See if you can look at your elbows without turning your head. If you can see your elbows without turning your head, that means that you're in alignment. If they are too far forward or too far back, if you can't see this back elbow, bring it slightly forward. And then extend the arms from there. Right palm faces up, peaceful warrior. Big breath here. Open up the side body. You can do this with a straight or a bent leg. Come back through warrior two. Just going to flow like this a few times. Inhale, stretch the side body. See if you can keep the arm long, right bicep long by the ear. You just heard that. That was my back opening up. Many times we're watching someone else. You might be watching me and moving to the rhythm of my breath, but you might be exhaling right now where I'm still inhaling. Move to the rhythm of your breath. Inhale to peaceful, exhale to warrior two. And then the exercise here would be, can I stretch my inhalation and can I lengthen my exhalation? Why? Because it's opening up the side body even deeper than what we did. Each breath giving you a greater gateway, stability, foundation in warrior two. Postures actually come from myths. Warrior two is a fighting stance, right? It's not about just haphazardly flinging ourselves, but we have to show up and have courage to move through our life as well. And one day I'll tell you the myth. The next time you come through warrior two, pause, lengthen your front leg, turn the toes in, interlace your fingers behind your back, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, stick your tongue out of your mouth. Do that again, lifting your heart and feel as if your hands are pulling you down without pressing into the low back. So a little lift of the heart here. Head back on top of your shoulders. We're gonna go straight away to the opposite side. So left toes turn back, hands to your shoulders, elbows. See if you can see. Pelvis aligned. Pelvis is shaped like a bowl. Swadhisthana chakra associated with the water element. The pelvis is tilting forward too much, the water spilling out. Want to balance it. See if you can see your elbows without turning your head, and then align the arms, stack the joints. Left palm faces up, peaceful warrior. You can do this with a straight or bent leg. Keep stretching the breath here. It should feel good in your body. If you're causing harm versus harmony, come back to a place that you can maintain. You don't have to look like anybody else, and there's no goal. I know we are bombarded nowadays with the work out of yoga, but true yoga is actually a work in. It's not meant to be CrossFit. It's meant to reveal what is inside of you that you are unwrangling. What's inside of you is really there. It's meant to show you that you are actually a reflection of pure, unlimited, unbounded potential. You don't have to over effort. Remembering you are a divine being having a human experience. And these postures, these gateways give us the tools that we need so we can get through the challenges and slice through like in Warrior 2, but with peace. And so taking Shanti Virabhadrasana. Next time you come to Warrior 2, lengthen your front leg, turn the toes in, interlace your fingers. Deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, slight bend on the knees. If your palms don't quite touch, you can always use your strap. Again, make sure your palms are touching. They help to balance the right and left brain hemispheres. I'll say that again. Make sure your palms are touching. If your palms don't quite touch, or if you're struggling, use a strap, use a tie, use a belt. Switch the crossing of your hands, move one finger over. And then release the arms down, let go of the attachment. Leave your feet where they are. Notice if you've tried to adjust. If your hands don't quite reach the earth, place a block underneath each hand to bring the ground a little bit closer. Each hand underneath each shoulder. Pause. Headstand's part of your practice and you want to practice, you can absolutely take that time right now. If you want to lengthen the low back, you're going to keep a little bend in the knees and keep your tailbone moving backwards. And if you feel like your neck and your shoulders have been extremely tight, which tends to happen especially around this season, see if you can look through your legs and find the ceiling on the opposite side. Wherever you are, we're eventually going to bring ourselves to this stance. Hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen, take a smooth breath here to inhale. And then slowly draw your knee down, other knee down. And pause here for a moment. We're going to go into gate pose today. So coming out of this a little differently. Make sure your blocks are handy. One block on either side. If you need to pad your knees, put a blanket, you can absolutely do that as well. I'll show you what the setup looks like. You're going to come up to your left knee. Right leg is going to press down. A few different options. That might feel good for some of you. This might feel good for some of you. There's no right or wrong way, but we do want to make sure left shoulder, left knee, left hip are all aligned. We're going to take our left hand to a block. If you need to bring it a little closer up, as you can see, I have very long arms, so me doing this is not good for my body. Whichever height you need to adjust, you're going to keep it directly underneath you. Right arm's going to go long by your ear. Big side bend. And again, we're stacking the joints here. So we want to make sure the arm is long. It's not about reaching the ground. If anything, my hand on this block is pushing it away, so I'm opening up the front of my rib cage. Take a smooth breath here to inhale. And as you come up, we're going to bring this block to the inner right thigh. You can also bring it a little bit in front of your right side calf. You're going to go to the opposite side. Reach your left arm long by the ear. Nice big side bend. And as you can see, my elbow's bending a little bit, so it's not comfortable for me. Not about sinking down. I'm using my right hand on the outside to push the ground away so I get a greater length on my left side. Left arm long by the ear. Always this duality that's happening. Even though gravity's pulling us down, I'm using the resistance of that right hand to lift my rib cage up. Then come straight back. Gate pose, opening pose. I'm going to switch sides here. Right knee's going to come in, block underneath the right hand, left foot. Again, if turning out the toes feels better for you, that's one option. If it feels better to anchor, that might be a good option as well. Both are absolutely acceptable. We're going to side bend. Right hand to the right side block. Left arm long by the ear. As best you can. It's always about the lengthening of the spine. As I share with you many times, I have scoliosis, so I have to do what's right for my body. I also have very long arms because of my scoliosis. So when my hand is actually touching the ground, I'm using the resistance to find more length, so that way this left side body is opening up. I'm not sinking into the right side shoulder at all. Slowly. Left hand's going to come up, right arm's going to go by the ear, block to the inside of that left side calf, and then spiral the heart as if there's a wall behind you. One side is always a little bit more open, especially if you have any anatomical limitations. We tend to think of limitations as something that is wrong, and they're actually, boundaries are there to protect us. The body has natural limitations to prevent itself from going into harm. I'll give you an example. There's a natural limitation within our physical body. Just the rib cage alone is meant to protect the organs, the soft tissue of the organs. There's a limitation of where these organs, digestive system, our heart, our lungs, can be within the body. Smooth breath in, smooth breath, slowly come up. Might feel that length happening. Draw the knees underneath your hips. Your feet will split out. You'll take a block. And if this is uncomfortable, you can always come to any comfortable seat. Heels outside your hips. And we'll do a short meditation here just to rebalance using the visuals of yantra, shapes. Index fingers and thumbs to touch. Rest them lightly on the tops of your knees. Close your eyes, let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. And draw your awareness now to the base of your spine and see here a lotus with 4 petals. As this red lotus opens up each petal associated with one of the letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. See this red 4-petaled lotus opening up to reveal a golden square. See that golden square balancing your foundation, your root, your stability, your finances. Draw your awareness now to your sacrum, sacral region, Swadhisthana, and see here an orange lotus with 6 petals. And as this orange lotus opens up, see inside a silver crescent moon with 2 ends almost touching each other. Just balancing your fluidity, your ability to go with the flow, your pleasure, your sensuality, your creativity. Draw your awareness to your navel. And in your mind's eye, see here a yellow 10-petaled lotus. As each petal unfolds, this bright yellow lotus. See here a red triangle pointing downwards. Balancing your ability to make the right decisions for you. Your confidence, your discipline. Draw your awareness to your heart. And see here a 12-petal green lotus. And as each of these green petals open up, see a 6-pointed star. One triangle pointing upwards, representing our yang energy, masculine energy, pure consciousness. One triangle pointing downward, representing our materiality, our feminine energy, creativity. Just balancing with love and empathy. Draw your awareness to your throat. See here a 16-petal lotus, the indigo blue, like a necklace around your neck. As each petal opens up, see inside a smoky gray oval, like an egg. And just feel your expression, your communication balancing here. You're speaking your intentions clearly and you're listening to your own needs. Draw your awareness to Ajna Chakra, your third eye point. And see here an amethyst 2-petaled lotus that opens up to reveal the third eye, your intuition. And as you draw that eye inwards to reveal all of you to you, see 5 beams of light emanating from this point, 5 different directions. You draw your awareness to your crown, Sahasrara. Visualize a 1,000-petal lotus right at the top of your crown. And as it opens up, just let yourself feel and receive pure light, pure healing, unbounded intelligence. If you'd like to stay here in the seated meditation for a few minutes, you can. If you'd like to make your way down for Shavasana, press your tongue to the roof of your mouth, staying very intimate. Press your palms down on your thighs and draw your chin towards your chest as you slide your tongue behind the upper teeth. Half blink your eyes open, stay intimate, and slowly make your way down to the earth, just extending the legs in front of you, palms facing up, head, neck, chest aligned to receive. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Let go of the meditation. Let go of your practice. And simply rest now. Letting all of the doing simply be. Slowly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. Stretch the arms up overhead. Reach one side longer than the other. In your own time and in your own way, roll over to the right side, fetal position. Slowly bring yourself to any comfortable seat, letting your head arrive last. Bring your palms to your heart. Bow your head. Just feel the merging of these two opposites, being and doing, right and left, sun, moon, solar, lunar, masculine, feminine, all in one. And the sound of all sounds that yokes everything into oneness is Om. So let's close our practice today with one Om. You can join me or simply receive. Deep breath to inhale. And bowing down to the love, the light, and the wisdom that's always inside of you. Access it daily and share it with all that you meet. Namaste.